So we've got some exciting news to share. We're traveling again! Choo choo! We're pretty much train drivers right now. That is just outrageous when you see it like that.
Whoa.
Unbelievable.
Makes you feel tiny.
It is so good to be traveling again.
Woo!
It feels like this has been a really long time coming. And if you haven't picked up, we are on the road right now. So that's sort of why we're still sitting in this random room. That's not the paint we picked for our house.
It has been a long time. It's been ages. Recently the traffic light system changed in New Zealand, but that doesn't mean that we can't travel. Luckily we still can.
But we want to update you on a lot of stuff, including where we are right now.
We're just wrapping up a massive East Coast road trip, and it's part of the country that we haven't been to since we were kids.
Yeah, I had to ask my parents, have I been to the east coast of New Zealand, that area, the East Cape? And they were like, yeah, you're about 3 or something, so you might remember it. But it has been amazing. No, sorry, you should say that.
Amazing!
So we've been exploring on the East Cape, driving the Pacific Coast Highway. And most people, when they go from somewhere like Auckland down to Gisborne, they would go the direct route right the way down, which cuts off a huge amount of time compared to the opposite, which is going around the long way, which is where the actual Pacific Coast Highway goes, which adds another 300 kilometers. And Maps tells you it's about 4 hours, but it's not. It's more like 6, 7, 8 hours with stops. So
yeah.
But
it's so worth it. Like, it's one of the most beautiful coastlines in the country, I reckon.
It's just raw, isn't it?
Stunning, and it just feels like you've gone back in time a little bit.
Yeah, it's really rural in a great way. It feels like small town New Zealand, and a lot of locals we've spoken to have sort of said that they like it that way and they want it to sort of stay that way, and that's cool. But basically, so we went to, what have we seen? We've seen the largest Pahutakawa tree and the oldest in New Zealand, which is sort of special.
Almost saw the East Coast Lighthouse.
A few restrictions there, you'll hear about that later on.
Tairāwhiti Bay Wharf.
Oh, this wharf is exceptional. It's massive, 600 plus meters, almost 700 actually, the largest of its kind
in the southern hemisphere.
Which is, it's a lot, it's deceptive. I'll just say that much.
We've done a lot of eating and drinking.
So much good food.
Met some friendly locals.
Some real friends. These guys almost a little bit too friendly at times. These are the waders that we have to put on, so you kind of kick off your shoes.
One already. What's up?
I'd like to come say hi.
Whoa, she kind of gave a little...
Give her a pat if you'd like.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, please just have some.
Whoa.
And we did something that you can't do anywhere else in the world.
Choo choo. That's from the intro. Choo choo.
And away we go.
This is so weird.
Oh, you feel the E. Wow.
And so much more, because it's just road trip, summer, mostly summer. Mostly summer vibes. So we think we're aiming for about 3 or 4 videos from this whole series. Some of them will be real long too, because there's just so much to tackle.
Next up, we're heading to the Hawke's Bay for a bit of a combination trip. We're starting out with Dane's family and going to a wedding. Then in the middle portion, it's just us two exploring, doing our usual thing. And then on the other end of the trip, we are hanging out with my sister for her birthday from last year that she was in lockdown for.
Everything's being delayed. And so we love when we can combine a trip for multiple purposes like this with friends, family, occasions, whatever it is. But I don't think I've properly explored the Hawke's Bay.
Again, it's one of those places that we haven't been to since we were younger, so it feels like we're exploring it for the first time again. It's a really popular wine region. There's a whole heap of amazing vineyards down there. It's known for its food, its local produce as well.
So we've teed up a wine tour, just to jump on that bandwagon real quick, a wine tour so that we don't have to be driving as much, get to see as many of the vineyards as we can.
And we're also going to be doing a classic vintage car art deco tour. An art deco tour in a vintage classic car. We're also doing something pretty unique, which is feeding some baby penguins.
Oh my days. Okay, if you've watched a lot of our videos, in particular around the Reveal NZ series.
Look, we're on a penguin hunt, but the chances of seeing one are slim, surely.
I've been hunting for penguins for 5 weeks now. I really hope we get to see some. It's dusk as well, so it's like prime time for them returning home.
Yeah, they've been out doing their 50 kilometres worth of travel and food hunting, and they're coming back to a warm bed. It's not warm. Great
It's
weather.
not warm.
Not good weather.
I don't know, hopefully.
Let's see, this feels likely here. This is the spot.
3, 4, maybe 5 times
think we-
we've been in scenarios where we're like, could be penguins. Like, this is the place to see some penguins. We're getting up early, we're staying up late, we're going to
Yes.
all the right spots. And we've actually done it more than what we've shown on camera because it just failed at
I was going
attempts.
to say, we've spent the majority of the last 2 years trying to find penguins.
Yeah. So we just decided if the penguins aren't going to come to us,
We're going to find the penguins.
we're going to go to the penguins ourselves.
The pinkies.
And after that, Queenstown again.
Yes.
Now, some people, yeah, that's how we react. There are some Kiwis, probably Aucklanders in particular, that say, oh, I've been to Queenstown a couple of times, a handful of times. I've seen and done everything now. There's nothing really there for me.
Is that what Aucklanders sound like?
That's what Murray sounds. Murray from Auckland. I've been there before. We would say bullshit on that. There is so much to do in Queenstown.
So much to do. And we have a lot of sort of undiscovered things planned. But in terms of what we've done a day trip to Milford Sound and stayed at Millbrook.
Arrowtown, it's just up the road. Because we've done the shot over jet. We've had the Ferg Burger. We've done the heli to the mountains for your birthday. That was amazing.
Bottle this up and take it home. So you got a little bit of snow. Enough that I can do this.
Do not snowball me right now.
Set the tone straight away.
We've soaked at onsen and done day trips over to Wanaka.
Go on, babe. Skim it. No, not yet. Go for it. That's a dinner plate.
There's so many different vineyards as well. But that's the thing, there are so many vineyards, but that doesn't even scratch the surface. There is just endless amounts of vineyards and things and places.
And it so depends on the season as well. Like summertime, there's so many cool things to do.
Yeah, and then in the winter when you're rugged up, it's just a completely different feeling all over again.
We'll go fetch that in a minute.
Cheers.
And after that, international. Send us flying, baby. We want to go long.
I think
I didn't plan that. It was just weird the
No,
way that
that's
came
why I
out of my
looked at
mouth.
you.
Sorry.
I think I've said a few times that the issue at the moment is like we can go anywhere we want, but the problem is getting back home because our borders are still closed.
Yeah, so what is not closed at the moment, the first to open just recently is Rarotonga. We had an amazing trip there. We want to go to Arataki. We've mentioned that a few times, so that's probably the most realistic first stop, and then
Yeah.
Australia, do you think?
Yeah, I think those will be the first two. And then we had a bit of a debrief recently about, okay, so where are the other places that we want to go this year? And Japan. Japan was on our list before all of this stuff happened.
It was
We were
planned.
booked.
We were going
We're
to
ready
Japan.
to go. And it's probably the number one on your bucket list.
I would say so. As far
Yeah.
as this side of the world, yeah. I would
Yeah.
say number
So,
one on my bucket list.
Fingers crossed for Japan. We want to go to another Formula One somewhere in the world.
Yeah, we're hoping we can try and tee that up with either Vietnam or Japan. Maybe even, I don't know if China will be on the cards this year or not. But anyway, something Asian again.
Wake up.
How are you?
Good.
Before we jump back into, hopefully mid-year, we want to go to Europe with some friends. So we're kind of planning what does a month trip look like, sort of hopping around. And
For the summer.
the thought of walking out on like cobblestone streets, the big clock towers,
Really cheap wine.
that really tickles my fancy right about now.
Yeah. So fingers crossed for that. But until then, at least we've got some exciting stuff planned here.
Definitely. I mean, the thing is as well though, we've It's been a really good time for us to spend to the house stuff. Like I've really
Absolutely.
enjoyed what we've done, what we've built, what we've achieved.
Me too.
We said that we wanted to turn a house into a home, and it feels like we're mostly there, and that's really nice to have like a base.
Next step, get a dog. Operation Get Stacey a Dog.
Operation Get a Baby that is of the puppy variety.
Oh my god.